minus 10, 9.
There's a part of you, that child that wanted to be an astronaut.
We have main engine start.
And so you get your hopes up thinking, yeah, you really have a shot at this.
2, 1.
And then one day, your phone rings. I got this phone call from the NASA astronaut selection process, and that changed everything.
So is this Bruce? Look okay?
I feel like I've been chasing space my entire life.
There you go.
My dad was the biggest influence on me wanting to be an astronaut. I was born on the island of Guam because my dad was working at the NASA tracking station during the Apollo missions. From an early age, I remember just being obsessed with airplanes and flying and everything having to do with outer space and astronomy. I got my pilot's license, I got scuba certified. I was just doing all of these fun things because it was just in my nature to explore.
Whoa, sliding down.
And then somebody sent me the NASA call for astronauts. I clicked on the link and I realized that I hit all of the qualifications. And it took me a little bit of time to get over the imposter syndrome of applying because why would they choose me? I'm just a community college professor. But then, I thought about what my dad would say. He would say, don't talk yourself out of opportunity. Apply and let somebody else determine if you're qualified or not. So I thought, I'm gonna put in my application. The year that I tried out in 2008, they had about 3,500 applicants. One day I got this phone call early in the morning congratulating me that I had made it to the final round interviews. You get to go to Johnson Space Center, and the first thing people always ask is, so what do you do? And people are like, I'm a fighter pilot, or I'm a neurosurgeon. And then they turn to you and you're like, I'm a community college professor, and you kind of feel like, what am I doing in this room of amazing people? And it's really intimidating. And then one day, your phone rings. I was at Goddard Space Flight Center doing an internship. I remember stepping outside. It was astronaut Sunita Williams, and she said, I'm sorry, we didn't select you. And I just remember being there on the phone being like, okay, thank you. And I didn't even follow up with anything. I just said thank you. And then we hung up. The no call was devastating. And I just remember, the tears filling my eyes and the sadness creeping in. That voice inside my head was telling me, see, they found out, you're not good enough. I realized that I was in this spiral, and I needed to rethink the way I was processing that no phone call. I started just really going back and thinking about my dad. And I think, well, what would he say? Instead of being sad and disappointed that I was not selected as a NASA astronaut, I decided to celebrate the fact that I was almost a NASA astronaut, because I got down to the less than 1% in the selection process, further than I ever imagined I would get. And when I changed that conversation in my head, everything changed. COVID happened, and I found myself locked up in my house, and I thought, how do I spread some cheer around the world? So I started making these postcards that were Afrofuturism in nature. I found so much joy in it. I found a way of expressing myself that I hadn't had as a scientist. And then, lo and behold, 6 months later, Inspiration 4 is announced.
Inspiration 4 launches as the first all-civilian mission.
And you can win your seat to space. You had to do a video explaining why they should take you. And I thought, you know what? I tried it the traditional way as a scientist. This time, I found my authentic voice as an artist and a poet. I put my video in like 3 days before the application closed. I combined
space art with poetry.
About a week later, they said, you know, just wanted to let you know that we selected a winner and it's you. I had lost it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. My dream of going to space was going to come true. It's the best feeling in the world to get a call like that, knowing that you got the golden ticket. I am the first African-American female to pilot a spacecraft, and I am the first African-American to paint in space. And so coming back from this amazing opportunity means that I have a responsibility to give back and to share what I've learned.
And of course, you all know that Captain Kirk made it to space.
Nothing would have changed if I hadn't learned to talk to myself differently. The way you have this conversation with yourself in your head matters. When I have that negative voice coming up in my head, I engage with it in conversation and I talk. I'm like, what is it at the core that I'm worried that will happen? What's the positive side of this? Because it's not like I won't have disappointments again, we all do. But it's how we see those disappointments that enable us to either move forward in a productive way, or they become baggage that drag us. Even though I saw my career going in this direction, I didn't give up hope that I would revisit, space at some time. And for me, that's what's happened. And when that opportunity came, I was ready.